Okay, today we're going to be talking about the 4 factors of climate. And the acronym we use for that is LAND. L-A-N-D. Latitude is our first letter in our acronym. The L in LAND is for latitude, and that is distance north or south of the equator. The greater the latitude, the colder the climate. So when you look at a globe, the further north or south from the equator you go, the colder the climate gets. Our next letter is in LAND is A, and that stands for altitude. Altitude is the elevation above sea level. You can see here I have an illustration of a mountain, and it's the elevation or the height above sea level. The higher the altitude, the colder the temperature. And the reason that is, the higher up you go in altitude, the less moisture there is in the air. With less moisture, that tends to not hold in as much heat as closer to the sea level. And our third letter in our acronym, N, nearness to water. The further inland you go from a water source is what this refers to, the distance from a water source. Where this is key is, the further inland you go, the bigger there is going to be a temperature gap. For example, if you take a coastal city that's along the coast at 95 degrees and you take an inland city at the same temperature, once the sun drops, the temperature on the coastal region will take a lot longer to drop in temperature because of the moisture that's in the air. Moisture tends to hold the temperature in and acts like a blanket over the coastline. The further inland you go, the more that temperature is going to drop because it doesn't have that blanket or the moisture in the air. And our final letter in our acronym is D, direction of ocean and wind currents. Wherever you have a warm ocean current or a colder ocean current, those are going to affect your climate. The way I like to describe it is if you took a big bucket of water and you had a fan on the other side. Your bucket of water is cold, the fan blowing across that cold water. On this side, what are you going to feel? You're going to feel cold air coming across that cold water. In the same thing, if you had a big bucket of warm water, the same fan, you're on the opposite side, that fan is going to blow that air across that warm bucket of water. What's the air going to feel like? It's going to feel warm on this side. That is how this factor works. These are our 4 factors for climate. And the acronym we use is LAND. L for latitude, A for altitude, N for nearness to water, and D for direction of ocean and wind currents. I hope this helps you. Good luck.